Millions dream of being in show business, and only a few of us even try. But despite the odds, I'm going to. I have to try.
This is the Randolph Academy for the Performing Arts. We're one of the few schools worldwide that specialize in training in singing, dancing, and acting. If you can do all three, then you become what we call a triple threat. This year, we decided to hold a triple threat competition open to all the students from first semester right through to the sixth semester, in hopes of giving them all an opportunity of working in front of a top professional panel chosen from the world of show business.
Throw, focus.
Earlier today, around 40 students were involved in the dance competition, in which they had 8 minutes to learn a new dance routine.
Going on. So you're here?
From there, only 12 dancers were chosen to compete for only 4 spots in the final. The winner of the dance competition will not be announced until the end of the day, but the day is hardly over because there's still the acting and singing competitions to come.
Guys, can I just get your I know there's a lot going on in your prepping, but we're down to 5 minutes before we do the acting portion. Okay, so I will come down and let you know when they're ready to see you. Thank you.
Read out the dirty parts. I wanted to scream. Read out the dirty parts in the Bible while you're at it. See how they sound. I'm gonna cheer.
I feel like I did pretty well in the dance call. I'm feeling pretty good going into the acting part of it. It's a new monologue for me. I haven't performed it really for anyone except for one of my coaches. So I don't really know how it's gonna go over, but
you can't stop now.
The best I can do is just go and have fun with it.
Not after being on the news, not after being yelled at for so long. You can't teach any other book, Mr. Bales. It has to be this way. Just has to be.
I'm nervous about the acting, but it's the first time I've done a monologue where I'm like reading it before, trying to make sure I have it memorized, but I know this one, so.
No one person is completely strong in all 3 areas. But for me, my singing is my strongest, and then my acting. First and second and third term were okay in terms of my acting, but then in 4th term, it became really serious. I don't know what happened to me, but every time I got up to do a monologue, I never finished anything. I think I could have a chance of winning the singing award. The acting award? I don't think I'd win that.
And if you argue with me, I'm going to strangle you and dump your remains in the river.
A monologue is an extract from a play where the dialogue is spoken by one character. Usually, actors spend months preparing for a monologue, but in this competition, they've only had 2 weeks. The competitors will be performing in front of a panel of professionals made up of 4 of the top people chosen from the world of show business. We've got Richard Azunian, who's the chief theater critic of the Toronto Star, and he's also a playwright. And we've got John Hughes, vocal coach for Cynthia Dale and accompanist for singer Maureen Forrester. And Sharon Forrest from the Forrest Casting Agency, who cast for all of the top television networks.
Yes, exactly.
And we've got musical director Annie Allen, who has directed hundreds of shows, including the recent Amy Sky tour.
Starts talking in this pretty loud voice to her friend about a trip she took to Mexico.
Competitors still have a chance to win the cash prizes for Best Individual Singing, Dancing, or Acting, or the $1,000 Triple Threat Award for Best All-Round Performer.
And then we run like hell. Focus, focus.
time I've ever done a monologue, and I know it, because I did this one in class, so I know it back and forth, and it's really a different feeling, because you see people still looking at their scripts.
I think about your
The students will be sent into the panel in groups of 5, and each competitor will have approximately 2 minutes to do their thing.
And every time some guy brings something over the table, she goes, gracias.
There are 40 students in this competition, and for the panel, that's a lot of monologues.
I said to myself, yes! Yes, we are still children of this great empire.
He didn't want to go at all, but he went because of those. Because of those goddamn ugly white kill sticks. And it's like these pictures burning holes in my brain. And I try to put other pictures on top of those.
I always said politicians were a little lower than one-celled parasites in the natural order of things. How I can read this book and see nothing but beauty! I won't have you kneel down for me. No! Not for my soul. Kneel for my body. Listen, if they want to make one of those Hollywood blockbusters, one of those stories about tragic romance, sure to leave every woman in the theater reaching for her hanky.
They should tell the story of a woman whose husband goes away, but he goes away one piece at a time.
Don't you fucking put down television, you snot! Television has saved my life. It has literally saved my life! When you're so lonely, every pore in your body is screaming to be touched. Television is like a savior.
You're born, you work, you die.
I've been wearing these white nylons, and I was feeling, horny.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Luke. Thanks, Luke.
Sir? Mr. Bales? I hope you don't mind me barging in on you like this, but this is really important. The minister said you shouldn't even be teaching that book. It shouldn't even exist because it's anti-Christian. So what if it's anti-Christian? You already taught us Lord of the Flies, and it's anti-children. And my boyfriend, Ron, he says The Merchant of Venice is anti-Jewish. And we learned that way back in grade 10 when we were really vulnerable.
So there he was, lying in bed, holding that converter, pushing around those channels. And I climbed on top of him, and I sort of whispered that if he felt like fooling around. Well, he threw me right off him and starts yelling, it's Thursday, you cow, not Sunday, so don't pressure me, don't ever pressure me again. And I started to cry, just real softly. And I guess he felt sorry for me. So he says, listen, if you can get it up, you can have it. But I'm watching the Brady Bunch.
When I woke up, I was bound hand and foot. I couldn't move an inch. And he was standing there, grinning like a half-wit. From now on, he said, no more fighting. We are going to make love instead. Whenever we feel a fight coming on, we are going to make love instead. And if you don't like it, I'm going to strangle you and leave your remains in the river. Listen, if they want to make the Hollywood blockbuster of all times, one of those tragic romances sure to have every woman in the theater reaching for her hanky, they should tell the story of a woman whose husband goes away. But he goes away one piece at a time.
Well done. Thank
Very
you.
nice. Thank you.
I thought Nicole was...
Yeah, she was good. She's got good energy, Nicole.
Yeah.
I think she's still, she's got to rein it way in.
It was good, it was fun. I missed one line, but it just kept going, and I'm glad they actually laughed, because I was a bit scared, because I haven't really done this monologue for anyone, so
Yeah, I'm glad it's over, you know?
It's weird because you're in this really big space, and the lights are on you, and you're kind of under a little bit of pressure, and you got to do it right there.
It went better than I expected. Like, I really don't feel comfortable with my acting most of the time, but I think it went pretty good today. I was surprised. Nicely surprised.
Yeah. I liked Louisa. Is that number 14?
That's her singing. Yeah, she was the best.
That's my favorite so far.
Yeah.
So natural, too.
Yes, exactly. Very much so.
The hard thing. She felt like she really was there. The role was there.
Singing's coming up, and that's my strong point, so I'm pumping myself up.
It's not until the end of today that we'll find out who the panel chose as Best Actor. Next up comes the singing competition.
Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? And all that jazz, I'm gonna rush my heat.
I'm confident with the singing to a point. I know the end couple of notes I have trouble with, the belt. So I'll just do what I can do. I mean, I think really it's anyone's award, really. If I happen to win $1,000, I would go to New York. I would take some classes. I'd do some auditions. I've never been there before, so I just want to go see shows and get a feel for the city.
Next is the singing competition, where the students have to pick from 3 songs. And the trick is to pick a song that suits your voice. So if you can't hit that note, don't pick that song.
I think it's funny who can make it something even up the score.
And all that jazz.
And all that jazz, I hear that Father Dip is gonna blow the blues. And all that jazz. So singing's next, and I'm kind of nervous. And I've been practicing and driving my roommates crazy. Got pot and want a brand new start to I don't feel really prepared at all. But I just kind of want to do it now. Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? And all that jazz, I'm gonna rouge my knees and roll my stockings down. And all that jazz, start the car, I know a would-be spot where the gin is cold and the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all that jazz. And I felt good. I hit the opening note and I ended and it was good and everyone else was so amazing.
And suddenly, nothing ever is the same.
Come on, baby, why don't we paint the town? And all that jazz, I'm gonna rouge my knees and roll my stockings down. And all that jazz, start the car, I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold and the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all that jazz. Slick your hair and wear your buckle shoes. But whatever. It was okay. It didn't really. I took a couple risks in that song.
I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. I know what I'm doing. Like, I've done this, I've gone over it a million times, and I know what I'm doing, and I just have to, like, trust myself and just do it. This is the highest stake for me right now, my singing audition, yeah.
How could I know I would have to leave you? How could I know I would hurt you so? You were the one I was born to love. Oh, how could I ever know? How could I ever know?
I just recently lost my father. I'm singing for my dad.
To go on without me. How, when I know you still need me so? How can I say not to dream?
He had so much faith in me, and he's the one who taught me how to dream and how to work for your dreams and how life is not worth living unless you're doing what you love.
Yeah, for the triple threat, it's going to be hard to see.
It went pretty well. The one note, I didn't hit as well as I had hoped to. Like, my voice cracked a little bit, but the rest of the song was pretty good. Yeah, except for that one note. But hopefully it didn't sound all that bad.
Well, the competition is now over, and the panel now have to decide who wins the Best Actor, Best Singer, and Best Dancer award, and the $250 that goes with each one of those. And then the panel has to decide who wins the Best Overall Performer and Triple Threat award, and the $1,000 that goes with it.
Everybody's on the team happy?
Yeah.
Yes?
I think so.
Oh, are we called up?
On behalf of my colleagues here, my distinguished people, we've had a wonderful day, haven't we? Yeah, absolutely. We've absolutely had a wonderful day, and I just want to remind you that you are each a source of inspiration for each other's talent. So even though I've got these envelopes and there's winners, there's no real winners. And the fact that we could do this today, you must have learned from each other. And I think we can say that we've learned from you as well. So for us, everybody's a winner here today. Isn't that right? Absolutely. And continue. Yeah. We're going to start with the dance. We would like to award this sum of money here and to say to Nicole, congratulations to you, darling. Now we're going to move on and to the acting category. And the award goes to Louisa.
All right, excuse me. Yes, in the singing, Craig McGuire.
Oh, is it you And this wonderful check goes to a wonderful performer and soon-to-be performer in lots of things, we hope. And what can we talk about her? Unique.
Fun.
Has charisma.
Has charisma.
Inventive.
Hardworking, disciplined. Nicole.
Yeah, I'm totally glad I came. It was fun. It was fun. It was a good time, and
I'm in shock. I was put on probation for my acting last year, and I don't believe it.
I'm really honored to finally, to be recognized for acting and singing and dancing. It really means a lot to me, but...
Today, the kids got a taste of what it's like in the real world. And while we have no idea which of these students are going to make it out there, surely some of these kids will be our future stars.
With the money, I'm going to go to New York, so I'm pretty excited. I've always wanted to go to New York and see Broadway. I've seen it on TV, but I've never actually been there. I know that's where I want to end up, so I don't know, it's kind of like I'm getting closer to it or something.